In today's video, I'm scared to lower my calories.
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, I'm going to address a question that I got off my Instagram direct message. So if you follow along my Instagram here on the screen, send me direct message as well. I like answering the questions that I get, and I gotta be honest, flattery helps. That just gives me warm fuzzies. So first of all, thank you guys for the amazing questions. I wish I could answer them all in a timely manner, but I promise I'm going to keep going. There is no stopping this train. And today's question, this gentleman has lost a lot of weight and his calories have gotten to a place where he considers them pretty low, and he's a little worried about dropping them further. He's actually concerned that his calories might get too low. So I want to address that because I think it's a very real concern. And especially as a coach, one of the things when I first got into coaching was there was this stigma where a lot of coaches were giving out cookie cutter plans, giving everybody the same meal plan, and they would be extremely low calorie, 800 calorie, 1000 calorie, right? And they would put everybody on this plan and they would put them through contest prep, and they would get lean the first time and they would get leanish the second time, and by the third time they went through prep on that same plan, they wouldn't get lean, right? Because their body would adapt, they wouldn't reverse diet properly. And then there was ushered in this whole new era where I was lucky enough to be a part of. My first coach 11 years ago gave me a macro plan at a time when it was very frowned upon, at least amongst my inner circle at my gym. When I told everybody how I was doing my contest prep and dieting, they all thought I was crazy. They didn't think, flexible dieting could be successful. Luckily for me, I had seen the results that Lane had gotten with his other clients. I had followed a video series of him. So I'd kind of educated myself enough to be familiar with it. And so even though I had a little self-doubt, I still had confidence that I could get it done because I'd seen it done and I'd seen it in the bodybuilding forums. But this idea as a coach, when I started coaching myself, was we never want to put clients on low calories. We never want to put clients on high cardio. You shouldn't have to do that. Well, I've since really changed the way I approach this, and I have a lot of reasons why. But first, let me explain to you why you're concerned about lowering calories. A lot of us hear about these low calorie problems, right? So you lower your calories and you have this terrible rebound. A lot of that comes from not understanding what's actually happening to your body. When you lower calories, we didn't really used to talk about the fact that our metabolic rate would adapt. We used to say things like metabolic damage. The term damage implies you've broken it, broken your metabolism. That's not the case. The metabolism simply adapts to our input. So when we eat less and do more, our metabolic rate slows down to accommodate the fact that we need less calories to survive. Okay, and actually to survive, we probably should take in less calories, right? We should be more efficient with those calories. But we didn't used to think in those terms. We used to just think in off season and then bulk, right? Well, this change has got a lot of people concerned about the fact that their calories are getting too low. Now remember when I said they were putting these clients on these 800 or 1000 calorie plans and they would get lean? A lot of the top competitors when I first started competing would use that approach and they would be very successful. The problem is they would get burnt out of the sport after a few years and they'd be gone. Well, why did they get so lean? Because if you take a healthy, normal bodybuilder and you starve them, you can get them lean once. I often joke around saying you're only lean once when you do that approach, because you're gonna get the body fat off, but the issues that are created in that approach are pretty drastic, right? You're gonna have some eating disorder behavior. You're not gonna really learn what flexible dieting is. You're gonna associate the diet that you were on, that strict meal plan diet, with the only approach, and you're not going to understand how to add foods in. One of the big things I saw psychologically was people would say, well, if I'm off my plan, let's say they have something off plan in the morning, they would just take that entire day as a cheat day, blow it out of the water, because they knew the next day they were going to go back on their plan. Well, if you're a flexible dieter and you go over a few calories or even a few hundred calories, you understand that over the next couple days you can correct that by just reducing your calories a little bit, right? Or if you have something off in one meal, you can correct it the next meal. So it's not necessarily just about the flexibility of food selection, it's about the flexibility of a 24-hour window, a 48-hour window, a 72-hour window, a week, right? So we're not caught in this mindset of black and white. There's a lot of gray. And that's where I think you, my friend, are stuck. You're worried about the consequences, and I am totally projecting here just based on my experience. But I'll say this, I've had to get my calories a lot lower than I would have expected. But when your goal is to do something few people do, you're going to have to do things few people are willing to do. And they're going to question you. You're going to say, well, I'm only eating 1,800 calories a day. And they're going to go, oh my God, are you crazy? No, you're not crazy. You have to pay attention to the data. That's one thing I've had to learn as a coach. I don't like to have people do an hour of cardio a day, 2 hours of cardio a day. I do not like that. That is not my goal. But there is data that we're being given. Are you making progress? Are you stalled? If you are eating 1,500 calories a day or 2,000 calories a day and you're doing an hour of cardio a day, right? And you're stalled and nothing's happening and you've done refeeds and you've done diet breaks, well, that, my friend, is the new plateau. How do you get through it? Do you just throw in the bag and you say, that's it, I'm done? No. If your goal is to get leaner, my client's goal is to get on stage, turn pro, win pro cards, win shows, win their class, hell, I don't know. Whatever their goal is, I can promise you that I have worked with people that are willing to do anything. And you know why I know they're willing to do anything? Because this right here. I am willing to do anything. When it gets time to get on stage and get shredded, I would literally do anything. I would eat nothing all day long if I thought that was going to be the best route for me. And that's why I actually work with a coach when I'm dieting for shows, because I lose my objectivity. I would do anything. I would eat super low calories and do tons of cardio. So I have to be tempered. I have to understand what's going on. And likewise, I think the fact that you don't have a coach, you're questioning yourself, but you've obviously done an amazing job thus far. So keep going. If you've stalled and you need to adjust your calories or increase your cardio, do so. Just understand that when you get to your new goal, what you're going to have to do is pay attention to your signals that your body's giving you, okay? And if you need a refeed, take it, okay? If you need a diet break, take it. If you need to slowly reverse, do it. Just understand that your body has adapted to those changes, okay? Intuitive eating is something that a lot of competitors bring up to me, like, hey coach, how can I get to a place where I can be eating intuitively? And I'll tell you, the only time you can eat intuitively is when you have enough body fat and enough calories that you're not food obsessed. You cannot eat intuitively post-show because your intuition is way off. Likewise with you. You cannot eat intuitively as soon as you reach your goal and your diet's over. You can't go, you know what? This sounds good today. Or after you eat a meal, oh, I'm still hungry. That's a good sign for my intuition to keep eating. Hunger signaling, satiety, all these things change when you're really, really lean, okay? And you have to pay attention to that to ensure you don't come out of this in a worse situation than you were. But for you, my friend, don't be afraid to adjust your macros lower or your cardio higher. You are not going to damage anything. You are not going to get hurt, okay? As long as you do it responsibly and you pay attention to the data and you pay attention to how your body's responding, you can go lower calorie than the accepted dogma, okay? That's one thing I've had to accept as a coach, working with people that have goals that are very tough to attain, is that sometimes we have to do things to attain those goals that the general public or other people just wouldn't understand. And guess what? Kind of okay with that. Actually, I kind of dig it. It makes me kind of excited to do those things and look a way that few people will ever look, because I'm willing to do things that few people will ever do. All right. Hopefully this video helps, guys. Hope you're having an awesome Wednesday, and I will talk to you tomorrow.